Then you can even go to the public execution a month later where they chop her head off in front of everybody because you raped her. The men don't get in trouble. But see, nothing from Gloria Steinem, nothing from the CIA-run Miss Magazine Combine, nothing from Sumner Redstone and Viacom, nothing from any of these people. Nothing. Because they want to trash the West from one end to the other, because they know the West, time and time again, has overthrown tyranny, and they don't want there to be any escape from the final technotronic takeover. Here's the headline. Dalai Lama, this is from a French news agency, Germany cannot become an Arab country, EU taking too many refugees. Oh, but that's impossible. The Dalai Lama has brown skin. And there's been this giant long-term demonization campaign of the Dalai Lama. That's because the Chinese government has taken over that country and is forcing the Tibetans to breed themselves out. And I think some of the left have lionized the Tibetans a little too much, but I've studied, it's a pretty interesting culture. It's an ancient culture. And it's a culture that the Muslims tried to overrun before. So they're not stupid. And they know that they won't be allowed to practice their religion if the Muslims take over. So explain that. The Muslims aren't tolerant. They're not tolerant. So anyone that is tolerant is concerned. Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're live 4 hours. Rebroadcast on fine stations across the country. We also return 7 o'clock Central, InfoWars Nightly News. Okay, let me start plowing into some of the political news here in the United States, and then I'm, after the break, going to get into the really big news. This is out of Defense One, so that's basically one of the mouths of the Pentagon. So when you hear talk like this, it's serious. Beijing is setting the stage for war in the South China Sea. That's out of Defense One. And you see the Communist Chinese generals and Navy admirals being quoted by the People's Daily and others saying we are preparing for war with the United States and Japan. So that is the type of big issues we've got that we need to focus in on. Meanwhile, the big headline around the world is Amazon CEO, we should settle Mars because it's cool. And even though I don't like Bezos' activity when it comes to politics, supporting Obozo, I do like the fact that he promotes space travel and innovation because that's exactly what we need. And yeah, we should settle Mars because it's cool. Now, let's continue here. Let me get into this little giblet of news that is one of the most important of the day, obviously, and I intend to open the phones up and get your take on this. The establishment's like a pack of wolves, and Hillary's blackmailing people, and she knows where the bodies are buried, and she's got so many other people in government involved in corruption with her. That's her real protection. Going back to Ken Starr, not going after her for the missile secrets to the Communist Chinese when she was co-president with Laura Allen Hughes. True high treason. But then now he basically works for the Clintons and praises them. And it's the same story today, but at a certain point when it all comes out in the open, her private email server, Benghazi, the persecution of Christians, all of it, at a certain point in the court of public opinion, they have to bring her down. It's just too ridiculous. The story's from Zero Hedge. It's up on Infowars.com. WikiLeaks asked if this is the smoking gun email that will bring down Hillary Clinton. And strangely enough, the FBI, Kurt Nimmo is writing, gets smoking gun evidence in Clinton email scandal. WikiLeaks cable shows Clinton willfully abused confidential documents. And this has been out a while, but I'm glad it's now getting a little bit of attention. Here's a copy of the email if you're a TV viewer. Here it is. Classified U.S. Department of State number F-224 or 214-20439, December doc number, and then it goes to the doc number C05787519. And this is from the Secretary of State. And it says, if they can't turn into non-paper with no identifying heading and send non-secure. So she's saying, an abbreviation, if they can't send it to me the way I want it, cut the top off and send it to me as non-secure. This has been known for years. It's from 2011. And Hillary then has the nerve, I'm going to play this clip, to go on television yesterday and say, quote, on CNN, she claims it's obvious that she always puts national security over self-interest and that personal email use was a common practice, that's a quote, under other secretaries of state, urges voters to look at the big picture and the full threat posed by a Donald Trump presidency. Because they're the ones turning ISIS and al-Qaeda loose in the world. They're the ones giving missile secrets to the Communist Chinese. They're the ones starting war with Russia. They're the ones just running around destabilizing everything to bring in a world government out of the crisis. And they say Donald Trump's the problem and that she's standing up for national security when she takes money from all these foreign dictators at her foundation to then sign waivers at the State Department to give them high-tech weapon systems. Let's play the clip.
Is a challenge that you have to face to convince voters you'll put national security ahead of your own interests?
Well, I think that is obvious. I always have. And the report, just to go back to the actual report, makes it clear that personal email use was the practice under other secretaries of state, and that the rules that they are now referencing were not clarified until after I had left. But look, I've said many times it was still a mistake, and if I could go back, I would do it differently.
She lied about it, though.
And I understand people may have concerns about this, but I hope voters look at the full picture of everything I've done in my career and the full threat posed by
All right, yeah, we know what you've done in your career, Hillary. Thank you.
I have faith in the American people.
Yeah, you have faith in the American people, right? You've done everything you can to ship our jobs overseas, take our guns, dumb our kids down, and make us be obsessed with psychological warfare, tranny garbage. We'll be back. Stay with us. Now, 20, 30 years ago, you'd tell people that the Federal Reserve was a private central bank, and they'd say, you're a racist or you're a conspiracy theorist. Now it's, 5, 6 years, it's on CNN, it's on ABC News. Oh, yeah, we're run by foreign banks. They're above the law, don't pay taxes, and we pay our taxes to them mainly, and they control us. That's how far the liberty movement's come. That's how far you've come spreading the word and waking people up. Alex Jones here. Thank you for joining us. I want to get more into geopolitical news and open the phones up and get into the latest on Trump, really going after Katie Couric. See, that's smart. Destroy these media whores, destroy these evil deceivers to help expose the entire Brian Williams media. In fact, that's the name, not the dinosaur media, not the prostitute media, not the Decepticon media, not the collaborator media, not the scum media, not the filth media, not the anti-American media, not the predator media, not the state-run media. No, not the media whore system, but the Brian Williams media. That's it, the Brian Williams con artist fraud media. That's Hillary. She's in combat. Sniper attacks. There's video. No such thing, just like Brian Williams. And Katie Couric. Let's see. The reason the story's so big, and I'm going to get to it, the reason I've been harping on it for over a week since it broke over at, or was it like Breitbart and Drudge and everywhere, is because the gun owners that were interviewed were smart enough with their smartphones to use the little tech systems against Big Brother and record her knowing she'd set them up. And guess what? She did. They're using old tactics in a new war. And the dinosaurs are dropping faster and faster. And that just warms my little heart. Because when you look at Katie Couric, she's a sparkly-eyed white devil preying on you and your family. Louis Farrakhan's looking for white devils? Let me tell you, there's one right there. Like, we should have the White Devil Award. I tell you, a lot of evil people running this thing are white. But they're not me, and I'm not, there's a lot of evil people in other groups too, but I tell you, a lot of these people are disproportionately white. And they're posing as liberals, preying on people when they have armed guards. And I'm sick of that sack of garbage. She knows full well that guns are good. She's got guns. So's Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein. They just don't want you to have a gun because they're a big, fat, stinking predator. It's time to call them out. Then I'm going to get into Beijing is setting the stage for war in the South China Sea. Defense One. Are you Sauron? No, I am the mouth of Sauron. I'm not saying the Pentagon's Sauron, but it's funny because it pretty much is the mouth of the Pentagon. The Ministry of Death. Before it was the Ministry of War, but propagandists, Edward Bernays said, call it the Defense Department. Why not just call it the Ministry of Death? I mean, good or bad, that's what it deals, is death. I'm not even against our military. I want to take it back over for America, not have it be hijacked by the globalists. But let's just get honest. It's like calling progressive progressive. Everything with them is a sick joke. Progressive like brain tumors or melanoma or leukemia or spongiform encephalopathy, prions, mad cow disease. I mean, it's not a good thing. Progressive. Your cancer is progressing. Your heart disease is progressing. Oh, yes, but they're eugenicists who want us to go backward and be controlled and live in a post-industrial age while they enjoy the fruits of high tech that we develop and build. And they just test on us, see? So they don't want us to progress. So it's even more of a lie. You can say it's progressing like cancer, but it's actually regressive. I am a progressive. I am a Renaissance man. I want to build. I want to see you so prosperous. I have dreams for the species. I want to share them with others and our children to go on into the future with their children forever. School's out for summer. School's been blown to pieces. We don't need any education. We don't need no thought control, no dark sarcasms in the classroom. Hey, teachers, leave them kids alone. Get off our backs. Let us go to the next level. Don't try to suppress us anymore, controllers, because you're really not teachers. You want to keep us like cattle. A cross between gremlins and minions. What'd you call that? A gremlin. A gremmin. A gremmin. A new creature's just been developed. Sure, it'll be a new internet meme. But we actually want to go to space. We want to go to the next level of species. And we're here to push it. Period. Free will. We're here to show folks the rabbit trick, show people the hat trick, so the scammers can't rule the world and so that innovators can lead the world. See, I don't want to rule. I want to lead. And I want to see others that have got better right stuff than I do, and I want to put them up front and launch them and support them. And I want to see them support me right back. And I want to see them charge hard against parasites and enemies and run them over for this species. Full gear, full power, automatic, maximum, more of it now. Period. Nothing's stopping us. God made us. The vision is unstoppable. It's not megalomania of an individual. It is the animating contest of beauty and creation and discovery. And a vision, a true purpose-driven life. That's why everything we do here is about empowering you, because when you're empowered, we're empowered. When you raise your awareness, when you raise your consciousness, I don't mean that new age mumbo jumbo. I mean literally, your brainwaves go up in study after study. Other people's in the room, even if they're asleep, go up. I want the brainwaves up. I want the spiritual understanding intensified. I want to see everyone succeed. How many losers do we know that think to win, somebody else has to fail? Yes, in classic animal competition, that's the case. Not in the innovative system of humans where we build our own reality. We create our own environment. Look at where we were 1,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, and look where we are today, and imagine that would be unthinkable to people 1,000 years ago. And the levels we're going to go to are going to be so fantastical once we make it past this next hurdle that it's going to be undreamt of. And the people in the future are going to love us for what we did, and they're going to love their children and their progeny going forward. And we're all in kinship together forever in the great victory, in the great species ascension. And the globalists want to strangle us in the crib and sacrifice us to the devil, the whole planet like a baby. That's what it is. It's a big egg. The planet is a big launch base. The planet is an egg. Quite frankly, it's meant to be consumed, probably. But we will build 1 trillion worlds. The globalists don't want you to know this. They're total filth. I'm going to stop right now. Buckley's been talking about this, and then we'll be back in the news, for 6 months, or actually longer. The folks that run the biggest storable food system in the country, they've only been around about 7, 8 years. They've become the dominant group because of the best prices, the best quality. You know, it's run by all the great folks up in Utah. They're the experts in storable foods and inventions and, you know, all the rest of it. so much of the dental stuff in the country gets developed up